Welcome back to the DRO Bets channel, and it is Saturday. We have reached week 3 of the 2025 MLS season. Go ahead and watch my best bets video. Of course, we are at 2 winning weeks for the best bets videos, so would love to make that 3 in a row. We didn't do so well on the player props last week. Those big money plays, they came close, but we couldn't quite get over the hump. We're back at it, though. I have got 3 player props I like today, and then a 5-man underdog fantasy slip as well. The weekend starts really quick in just a few hours, so let's get right into it. And of course, before I give my 3 player props for this week, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Give me a comment on which player props you are playing this week in MLS. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. All of those things really help me out immensely. So the first pick this week is going to be down in San Jose, where they host Minnesota United. And I'm going with Christian Espinoza to have a goal or an assist at -110. Now, this will be a tricky matchup for San Jose, probably their toughest matchup so far against a decent Minnesota defense that shut out Montreal last week, but they did give them a ton of possession. And Espinoza is a guy who, over basically 6 seasons in MLS, averages a goal or an assist every other game. So the hit rate is kind of right there where you don't really have an edge at -110. But what I love about this is, one, it's at home. He had 2 assists last week or 2 weeks ago in their home opener. He takes all their set pieces. And the big thing this week is there's not going to be any Hernan Lopez for the Earthquakes. He got a red card last week, so he's not going to be available. So really, they are going to be relying on Espinoza to take all the set pieces, probably PKs as well, the corner kicks, all of those things, and they're really going to be relying on him for all of the offense. So basically, even money. I think if San Jose scores, he's going to either score the goal or the assist, unless it's a fluky play. So go ahead and give me Christian Espinoza, goal or an assist at -110, the first play. The second play is going to be for San Diego FC, who is traveling for their second ever road game. They're going to be playing at Real Salt Lake, and I am going with Marcus Ingvartsen to have 2+ shots at -118. So I think there is an advantage to this number, and this is just 2 shots, not shots on goal. I would not take shots on goal, but RSL has been forcing teams to take a lot of shots from outside the box, speculative efforts, and I really like Ingvartsen here, especially with Chucky Lozano out for San Diego. They're going to be relying on offense from their 2 forwards. This season, going back to his games with his Danish club before he joined San Diego and the 2 games of this season, when he has played at least 80 minutes, he is 11-3 to the over of 1.5 shots. So I love that. And then last week, even when RSL had the advantage most of the match, Seattle played horribly. Jordan Morris, Manungu, and Rusnak all had at least 2 shots. And then you look at week 1, Joseph Martinez, Chicho Arango, and Hernan Lopez also had at least 2 shots. So I really like this at -118. Marcus Ingvartsen for San Diego to have at least 2 shots versus RSL. And then I did have to have one big money play, assist play this week, of course. And we are going to go to the match everyone is waiting for. DC United at home against Sporting Kansas City. And we are going Aaron Herrera to have an assist at +600. Now, Herrera is an outside back that is playing in a very advanced role. And DC United, based on the odds, they're -140 to score at least 2 goals. Herrera had 11 crosses in their last match at Chicago. He's been taking over the corner kicks as well in the last game. I really love Benteke to get a goal in this one. We've seen Kansas City allow goals to center forwards. And so at +600, I really like Herrera to whip one of those balls in, whether it's on a corner, in regular play, and Benteke or another one of DC United's players to finish it. And then I'm also going to sprinkle that stack of Herrera assist, Benteke goal at +925. I'm not counting these officially, but I also like running it back for Jonathan Bamba. +800 this week, I'm seeing for an assist. Almiron, +600 for Atlanta United. A couple more I like. I'm not going to make them official plays, but a couple more leans there. And now let's get into our 5-man underdog fantasy slip. Now, remember, on Underdog Fantasy, you want to go to the FIFA section to find the MLS games. Shout out to Underdog. They have a lot more lines out right now. Maybe Prize Picks adds them super late. I tweeted out one Prize Picks play I really liked that I saw yesterday. That was already long gone this morning, and there's very little on there beyond some, very volatile, just like goal or assist. So we're going to Underdog here, and You are likely going to have, by the way, a 30% boost on this. And this is not an ad. I'm just pulling these things out. So that 30% boost, that's where I would recommend using this. And so the five-man slip, let's get into it. The first play is going to be in the first game of the weekend, Columbus against Houston, which I'm not expecting a very exciting game in this one. But we're going to go Mo Farsi just to have one shot, not a shot on goal, just one shot. With all of the injuries and player movement for the crew, Farsi has been played in an advanced role this year, and he has had a shot attempted in both games played so far. I see him getting most of the minutes today for a Columbus team that also is going to be preparing for their CONCACAF Champions Cup second leg. We just need him to try one shot against Houston to cash this one. The next leg is going to be in the second match of the day. We are going with Olivier Giroud to not have a goal or an assist. Now, this one could void. I'm not sure if Giroud will start the match. It could be a Bobasi. He hasn't started the first two MLS matches of the season. So if he doesn't start, this one will void. But this is something he has not done yet in MLS in a game that he has started to get a goal or an assist. LAFC has struggled to score goals this year. They're going on the road for the first time. I don't think they're going to score at Seattle. And Giroud has just been off the pace. If he does start, he will probably only play 45 to 60 minutes, which is also an advantage. So I'm going to go ahead and take the bet here to back something that hasn't happened yet in 11 starts. Olivier Giroud to not have a goal or an assist. The next play is going to be in the Atlanta versus New York Red Bulls game, and it is going to be Emmanuel Latte-Loth to have at least one shot on target. Now, he didn't do it last week in the game at Charlotte, but they really did a great job of limiting him. And this one is going to be back in Atlanta, where he had 4 shots on target in their first game. I think it's a pretty safe bet that he will test the goalkeeper at least once tonight. So give me Emmanuel Latte-Loth to have at least one shot on target. The next man up is going to be in the Sporting Kansas City versus DC United match. I'm going with Manu Garcia to have at least one shot. Now, this is my favorite square of the entire play. I think this one is really a lock. We saw Garcia starting his first MLS match for Sporting Kansas City last week against the Earthquakes, and why they were up a man for most of the second half. Garcia was the offensive engine for the entire match. He had 3 shots playing 90 minutes. I think for him to attempt one shot, not a shot on target, just attempt one shot, I think that's pretty solid here. Next up, we are going down to Dallas, where they have their home opener against the Chicago Fire. I already have in my best bets Dallas to score over 1.5 goals. I really like Lucho Acosta to have at least one shot on target. Now, while this hit rate was about 50-50 last year overall, it was at home where Acosta was always taking his shots for FC Cincinnati. He had at least one shot on target in 13 of their 17 home matches last year. Home opener for FC Dallas. I think he's going to want to be really involved in this one. Of course, the set pieces, maybe a free kick shot on goal. So give me Acosta to have at least one shot on goal. I realize I said it was a 5-man play. It's actually a 6-man card. So we are going to go with Marcus Ingvartsen to have at least 2 shots over 1.5. I already mentioned I have this play as a half unit bet already, but I added this to the card because I really like it. And so with the 30% boost on that, I did the flex play here. If you want to do the power play to get all 6, you can go for it. But with the 30% boost, $10 to win 113. I really like that for this one. So I went with the flex play there. And if one misses, you get a little bit more than your money back. So that is going to be my 3 player props for week 3 of the MLS season. My underdog card. Be sure to watch my best bets for the week. Give me the thumbs up, give me the subscribe, and let's have a fun weekend.